Before you buy your next budget phone, there is something you need to know. One of the world's biggest smartphone brands just flooded the market with 4 new devices designed to confuse you. Same names, same specs, different prices. And buried inside this mess is one phone with a battery so ridiculously large that every other budget phone looks embarrassing next to it. Oppo, one of the biggest smartphone brands coming out of China, just dropped not 1, not 2, but 4 new phones, all carrying the name A6. 4 phones, 1 name, multiple versions, and honestly, trying to figure out which one is which feels like solving a puzzle with missing pieces. But do not worry, by the end of this video, you will know exactly what each phone is, what makes them different, and which one is actually worth your money. Let us start with the star of the show, the new Oppo A6. This phone comes with a 6.57-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display, which simply means richer colors and better battery efficiency compared to standard LCD screens. It also features an under-display fingerprint reader, meaning you unlock the phone just by touching the screen. Clean, modern, and seamless. But here is the headline feature, a massive 7,000 milliampere-hour battery. To put that in perspective, most flagship phones today ship with around 4,500 to 5,000 milliampere hours. This thing is carrying nearly 50% more power, and it supports 80-watt SuperVOOC fast charging, which is Oppo's own technology that fills up large batteries surprisingly fast. The phone runs on the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 chip, a solid mid-range processor built for everyday tasks like social media, video streaming, and casual gaming. It comes in storage options of 8GB of RAM with 256GB of storage, 12GB of RAM with 256GB, and 12GB with 512GB. There is also a microSD card slot if you need even more space. Camera-wise, you get a 50 megapixel main rear camera, a 2 megapixel helper lens, and a 16 megapixel front camera for selfies, which is a solid upgrade from the 8 megapixel selfie camera on the older model. Video tops out at 1080p at 60 frames per second, and the phone carries IP68 and IP69 water resistance ratings, meaning it can survive being submerged in water and even withstand high pressure water jets. That is genuinely impressive for a mid-range device. Colors available include Velvet Gray, Blue Ocean Glow, and Pink Dream Blossoms. Next up is the Oppo A6s, and here's where things start getting a little strange. Instead of being an upgrade, the A6s is actually a step sideways. It uses a 6.75-inch 720p Plus LCD screen, which is a lower quality panel compared to the new A6. The selfie camera drops back down to 8 megapixels, and charging slows to 45 watts instead of 80. The 7,000 milliampere-hour battery is still there, and the Dimensity 6300 chip remains the same. Memory goes up to 12GB of RAM with 256GB of storage, and the microSD slot stays. Colors are Twilight Blue, Seashell White, and Dawn Gold. Now here's the part that will make your head spin. The Oppo A6i Plus is a brand new combination of letters and numbers, but the actual phone is essentially the same device as the global A6. And if that was not enough, the A6s and the A6i Plus share the exact same model number, 2 different names, same phone. At least the colors are exciting, glacier white and chestnut brown. Finally, we have the Oppo A6v, and this one is at least slightly different. It steps down to a 5 megapixel front camera, carries a smaller 6,500 milliampere-hour battery, and drops to an IP64 water resistance rating, which means splash and dust resistance, but not full submersion. Charging stays at 45 watts. However, this phone is essentially the same as the already existing Oppo A6s, so Oppo has technically just relaunched an older device with a fresh coat of paint and a new name. Colors include Glacier Blue, Titanium Purple, and Wilderness Green. So here's the bottom line. Out of these 4 phones, the new Oppo A6 is the only one that brings something genuinely exciting to the table, with its AMOLED display, 80-watt charging, upgraded selfie camera, and that monster 7,000 milliampere-hour battery. The rest of the lineup raises more questions than answers, and if Oppo does bring any of these to global markets, you already know which one to watch. Now here is what I want you to think about. If phone companies keep releasing the same device under different names, are they actually innovating or just creating the illusion of choice? That answer might completely change how you shop for your next phone.